All right, this ITA, I hate the regionals. This is I hate the regionals follow up, Bob. That's what it is. I hate the regionals follow up. Okay, so I got some texts, Bob, after that last video you made me do. Um, I got my man Doug. Doug was talking about the regionals, and he says his regionals last weekend. His regional was last weekend, and it's brutal. Literally 100 degrees, and these kids, they are doing well. They play 3 times a day. You're playing kids 3 times a day. 3 matches, that's about 6 hours of tennis a day. That's not good. I mean, do they play 3 basketball games in a day, Bob?
I don't think so.
No, they don't. Do they play 3 football games in a day?
No.
No. Now, I know what you're saying. I know what you guys are saying is, well, tennis is different. No, 6 hours, that's inhuman to do that, 3 matches in a day. That's not good. And if the NCAA knew about that, shame on you, because you put down 3 hours is what competition is. But the reason you're playing 3 matches in a day because you're making it a participation tournament as opposed to a national qualifier. Doug, see, I love when people say, as you said, it's a qualifier for nationals. I think Doug's in agreement. So the draws should be shortened and bring them best of the best. Plenty of other fall tournaments to get kids matches. My number one from last year had to stop on the semifinals as it was her 9th match in 3 days, Bob.
That's a lot.
That's terrible. That's terrible. And she's never hurt, never complains, and has never retired. Nuts. Could extend it a day if the draw it remains. So we're talking about quality, not the Golden Corral. I mean, if you're looking for a good meal, Bob, do you go to the Golden Corral? No. Okay, so that's some feedback from Doug. Here's another text. This is from Daniel. This Daniel sent me a text. I agree with the majority of your points. I don't know what that means. That don't mean all of them. Should be an awesome event that we train towards instead of pretty much ignored on the calendar, except that whoever goes will likely need most of the following week off or return with an injury from 20 hours on court in 3 days. I'm not lying to you, Bob, and I didn't type that. That was Daniel. Okay, now I like Art. Art used to work at Mary Washington. He says, hey, I saw your email. I don't look at work at Mary Washington anymore. But I still hate ITAs, especially since they asked me to make the draws and officiate. So Art hates it, okay? Now, Joseph sent me a text. Every time I send Joseph a text, he just wants players. So I'm going to skip that. Now I got Freddie at Georgetown. Yeah, what they did was the top team in the... no. Okay, let's see. Freddie. He goes, I agree with you. Interesting format this year. Part of me doesn't mind it because the schools like us, Georgetown, who can only get a little more of a chance, but also the beauty of regionals should be it's the best of the best. That's Georgetown, Bob. So schools like us should get 1 or 2 people in the tournament. As we get better, they get more. Yeah, the better teams should get more players in. You know, everybody should get 1 player in, but you know, when you get better, you get a couple players in. It's the best of the best. And he talks about some different formats they're using and so forth. And Carlos at Kentucky. I like Carlos. You know why I like Carlos, Bob?
No, why?
He sent me a shirt.
Oh.
No, actually, Carlos didn't send me a shirt. He sent me a nice card. Carlos, thanks for the nice card without the shirt. XX. Okay. Carlos Darrell put a comment in there. So he put a comment on YouTube. So if you go to Cummings Athletics at the Cape on YouTube, you'll see that. Now, Rob Barefoot at Radford, that dude has some anger. But it's directed. I've been going off all day about it. Splitting it north and south, but north is much weaker than auto bids to supers, so no chance for updates. Plus using 2 contests instead of 1 back draw for singles and none for doubles. So what they're doing is They're calling it like a super host. The super regional. So if you win in the qualies, it's super regional. Well, it's not a super regional. It's a qualifier. It's still a qualifier for a national tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that. I got Bruce Myers at Bucknell. He just says, love it. Actually, thanks for sharing. Bruce is a good guy. And then I got Eric. He says, I'll check it out, Daryl. Thanks for forwarding. And then, oh my God, I got Todd Ebling. Todd Ebling, he's the host at Mary Washington. So I think he struck a nerve. Look at this. Todd, see, I just sent him a little text. Todd, I don't even talk to Todd, and he wrote me a book. Look at that. There's a book. And then I just responded with a few remarks, and he responded with another book. And then what happened? Whoops, I wrote a little bit more, and then he gave me another book. I mean, he's giving me books each time. See, Todd's telling me, he's comparing this to classes, Bob. He's saying, well, look, in a class, you don't just take one test. And actually, I had a few classes where I took one test and didn't do well. Anyway, but I was telling Todd here, yeah, but it's like a class, and they control how many people are in a class. Like you have triplets, right? And they went to college and all that stuff.
Yes.
You didn't want them to be in a class with 300 people, did you? No, of course not. And then they had to qualify to get in the class. So Todd got a little jacked up, took it personally. He said he's not good in social media and so forth and so on. But now let me tell you something here. Todd at Mary Washington, it's a first-class event. I mean, it's very well organized. The facility is great. It's just too many people. It's just the Golden Corral. So I hate to see a really good program like Mary Washington and a really good facility at Mary Washington that Ed Hegman, the former athletic director, who was the women's coach, who built that thing. I just don't like it seeing be a Golden Corral where everybody gets to go there. The ITA regional should be the best of the best. That's the theme. Should be the best of the best. But it's not Todd's call that it's structured that way. It's the committee. So committee, start listening to your people. Now I like Paul. Paul's from Penn State. Paul's authentic. He says, listen to this, Bob. I really don't have much thoughts these days about anything. He's assistant coach at Penn State, and he's a vendor. He invented the thing that goes around your waist that you feed balls with. Oh. We got a left-handed version of that, and he invented that. He sells those. Okay, so I really don't give it much thoughts these days about anything. Although I would like to know if the writers of the Love Boat thought they were doing a good job. But I will watch it, meaning the video. Now, see, I like that because I don't know what the hell he means, but it's funny. So Todd, Penn State, although I would like to know if the writers of the Love Boat thought they were doing a good job. And so I said, I kind of like the Love Boat, but of course we only had 3 channels back then. We didn't have Netflix. So he says, laugh out. So he responded, laugh out loud. I just commented on Cummings Athletics YouTube. I hate the ITA regionals and so forth. Yeah, he goes, I'm more concerned with giving players real matches than getting deep into the ITA, especially during COVID where nobody really played. So he's a purist. He likes to give people real matches. I got Tony, who used to be the coach at Virginia Wesleyan, she used to be at William Mary. She's at Virginia Wesleyan. And she goes, I agree. Too many players, but happy the boys are having a chance to play some matches. The reason you can't see the tournament online is because the ITA keeps changing their score reporting system every 2 years. It has glitches and takes time to learn, so they end up doing draws on Google Sheets. ITA Regional should be on Google Sheets. No offense, Google's pretty cool, and it's a good company. Should have invested in it sooner. Anyway, just put the draws on Universal Tennis. Those draws work. This is not hard, and coaches have a subscription to that, but I get it. Sponsorship, got to try new stuff. Just put it on Universal Tennis. It's those draws are out there, and plus the kids are concerned about their rating. Yeah, I'm pro UTR. You see the hat in the background. It's there for a reason. Okay, so that was Tony, where Virginia. Now I got Pablo. Pablo from Delaware, hell of a coach. I mean, this guy can coach your team and his team. Now Pablo sent me a book too. He only sends one book, but good stuff. Hey, enjoyed watching the video. Definitely hit on some good points. Totally agree that there should definitely not be B draw, C draw. There should definitely not be any consolation, as this takes away from the experience of the main draw. We have to sit around and wait all day for the next match. Nothing. It's like wrestling. You wrestled, right?
Oh, yes, I did.
And you had to sit around to wrestle for 9 minutes. But you pinned most of your guys. Well, anyway, Pablo says, currently I'm at Navy with my women's team for the ITA. He goes, getting back to the hotel at 9:15 p.m. And then they got to leave the hotel at 7:30 a.m. because it's the Golden Corral. Got too many players there, too many matches, yada, yada, yada. See the theme here, Mom? Pablo has some good stuff, and he says, it's still a work in process. We can show you how this plays out, da-da-da-da-da. So Pablo doesn't like it. Okay, now we're going to go. My man, Paul Costin. Paul Costin's won 40, man, I forget. He's won over 1,000 dual matches, retired coach from Virginia Waves. Hey, by the way, Paul, I'm ITA coach emeritus. You can get that. I'm ITA coach emeritus. You're going to have to pay some money, but you can get it. I'm now ITA coach emeritus. And anyway, so Paul has like decades of this, and what I like about what he says is I agree 100% with what you're saying. Does your wife ever agree 100% with what you're saying? This is my wife never. So he agrees 100%. He goes, I did not like it past years. The purpose of regionals has always been to get the best player from the tournament to represent the region in the nationals at a later date. Also, with so many administrators involved, athletics in most schools, they should be able to help with promoting the tournament. I mean, they got all these people around that give out balloons and shoes and free stuff. Just do it. But they're not going to give it out when you got the Golden Corral. You got to have a real tournament. That's what that's all about. And then Paul's going to, Paul goes on and hey, I see this year they have a regional and a super regional. 2 weeks later, it's all about letting everybody have a chance to play in the regional. So keep everyone happy. I wonder who's getting rich. So he's da-da-da-da-da. And so anyway, Paul thinks it's ridiculous. Okay, my man Alec Funkhauser. You know, Alec Funkhauser used to coach at Everett's. Last time I saw him, he was hitting with Madison Keys. So he's been a USTA national coach. So he's got it down. And he sent me a book. Regional today is a product of the current times, Bob, just like national clay courts and the zoo, Kalamazoo, that is. To your point of a participation tournament, our regional has qualifying rounds, and I believe it has a sign-up back draw. Zoo and clays is the same story. Saturated the draws down so lower kids can get in. I also assume some of the reason is for money from entry fees as well. Yeah, you're right. When I was a kid, he played the zoo and it was 128 draw. Now it's like 256. Anyway, so Alex is saying the same thing. Hey, let's let the best players in, the best players play. UTR using it. In addition, if you shrink the draw, limit the opportunity, you create more competition as a whole. It will make college tennis stronger due to the incentivizing positive results. We're hosting a 15K next week. Oh, and he's talking, Isaac and him are friends. So I'm getting a picture. Alex is a former player, and Isaac's a former player. And so I'm getting a picture. But Funkhauser, Alex Funkhauser, cool last name, isn't it? Funkhauser?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah, so about the funk. Rexy Karmer, former Louisville coach. He liked the video. Go to Cummings Athletics. Rexy made his comments on there. Like Rexy said, at Louisville, he got some people to the semis and the finals. And when he got them to the semis and the finals, they're playing on Monday and Tuesday. That's a buzzkill. Finals are on Sunday. Sunday's when finals are. So that's a buzzkill. You're playing in front of nobody on a Monday and Tuesday. Larry Holmes, Norfolk State, he's going to be coming in here and doing some stuff. He's been involved in some Virginia Tech stuff, and he says, I agree with you that ITA shouldn't be a participation tournament. He wants to come into the studio, Bob, but he won't take your spot. That won't happen. Anyway, so he's saying that. Eric Christensen, Eric Christensen, he worked with me at Old Dominion. He's the coach at Christopher Newport. Excellent coach. He goes, I just watched it. Classic. I need to think about if I want to go on record with my opinions. Well, your opinion is, I know you agree with me, Eric. I know you do. You don't have to write it down. And then that's kind of it. Frank Barnes, he's going to look at the video. He coached Brian. He coached Byron Balkin, who's the Hampton Sydney coach. And Byron's he's an All-American. If you think about it, there's a participation tournament going on. Someone's earning All-American status, and then and you got and it's a participation tournament. I mean, if you're having your wedding anniversary, that's a big deal, right? It's Are you going to have your wedding anniversary at the Golden Corral? No. So let's quit. These ITA tournaments are great. They're great for the community. They're special tournaments and so forth. And I mean, in our region, Mary Washington's Division III school, great facilities. I think it's 6 indoor, 12 outdoor. It's right there. It's right off the interstate. But these should be special events, not just a participation where everybody gets to go. But if everybody gets to go, why not let the club teams play? Bring in the club teams. Bring in adults. Let them all play. Do a double elimination round robin tournament if that exists. But that's not the case. Let's make the ITA regionals special, because they are special. Great organization, high level of play, Division 1, 2, 3, etc. It's great. Make it special. Coaches, thanks for the feedback. Keep sending it in, and make some responses on the YouTube video below. Make some comments, positive, negative. And don't worry, I know how to delete the negative ones, but you can make them. And make sure you subscribe to the YouTube. Appreciate it.